Haven't you heard I'm the internet girl? Hi everybody, welcome back to my podcast. Today I wanted to talk about how does the highest charting song by KATSEYE on debut get the most hate? Why is it so controversial? In this video, I'm going to talk about Gen Z's relationship to AI, Hybex Geffen's personality first branding of the group KATSEYE, also the double Grammy nominated group, and why they are garnering so much hate. Here is why you love Gnarly and hate Internet Girl. Okay, to begin, we all love KATSEYE. Not all of us, but most of us. Their cute aesthetics, their grown-up image, they're kind of ruling social media with the synchronized dances, the K-pop inspired marketing. And obviously, if you don't know about KATSEYE, they are a group that was formed under the K-pop methodology, so similar to successful groups like BTS, Le Sserafim, etc., etc. However, they are not a K-pop group. They consider themselves a global girl group. If you aren't familiar, I recommend checking out this video that I did when they had just come out and I explained everything. Initially, Hybex Geffen taking advantage of their huge marketing budget, making it a personality first group, means that we like Gnarly because it's catchy, the image was hot, the dance was fun, it was so inescapable, it was 24/7, and people hated it. You go from having songs like touch, 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 touch to and there's like constant swearing, word vomit phrases, and also name drops of controversial brands like Marley was loved because of the viral dance trend and the sound bites, and the controversial messaging was fun for a new girl group that had such a large marketing budget. Like, music videos were insane, the dances were insane. There was a lot of hours that went into the group itself before coming out with that song, because I think traditionally, if a smaller group were to come out with that, it would not go down well. Why was Internet Girl such a shock to the system then? They got this massive nomination and they are playing Coachella next year. So why was this so controversial? All because of a baby voice? If you're not familiar, initially this song was played at concerts, at the KATSEYE concerts. They've been doing a North America tour. People were in love with it. But all of a sudden, the song comes out and you hear a baby voice. They swap out Megan's I'm Getting Out of Here, which is very Valley Girl-esque, and we get
I'm getting out of here.
yes, a child. Okay. People are most offended by the carelessness of the label, putting out more gibberish music in order to recreate the buzz of Gnarly. I want to include a clip here of the girls before the Gnarly debut, and this is how the girls felt about it.
You must have known that this was going to be a polarizing moment.
Yes. The very first day it dropped, I'm not even gonna lie, I was texting the group chat. And I
You
was
came
like,
to
guys,
our room.
Is it over? Are we over?
We were
Is this
knocked
the
out
end
of
of our
sleep.
like freaking out, because no one liked it. But then a week later,
It is experimental music, as much as we don't want it to be. And I think that's people's largest contention with it and the greater conversation here. It feels too AI and it feels senseless. Not in a way where Gnarly did, in a way where Gnarly was a good bridge between a new audience and the old audience and, having this more grown up image. Internet Girl feels like taking the mick out of your audience, where they put so much love and dedication, and you don't even provide a song where the fans can be happy because you're not listening to them. The fans are asking to utilize your vocalists, and we have these live performances, like for example, this live performance of Gabriela that they did with Laufey. Beautiful. These girls are vocalists. So why are they saying eat zucchini? Eat zucchini. Eat a vegetable? Obviously, I'm not unknown to the fact that it is a play on words. Okay, everybody's talking about it. If I'm being honest, and I think about my own opinion, I really liked the live version. I don't think that the studio version differs that much. Like, listening to it is still the same song. Obviously, I understand that the production is a big change. For it to garner so much hate, I think it speaks to a larger conversation of Gen Z's hate for AI, and also this expectation that their favorite artists will listen to them. Fan base are all kind of mimicking the same idea. Like, we want to see our main vocalist showing off. We don't just want to have these catchy songs for the sake of buzz. They want to be fed as a consumer. So the contention between Gen Z and AI, with AI generated images, videos, and art being deemed slop, believing AI will challenge their critical thinking skills, and people scared of limiting creativity. Gen Z don't want to just be creating AI images because not only do they know the environmental impact, but they know that this is just the death of creativity. Nobody in a creative job wants to use AI to create something that they can make by hand with a brain, because they know that the implication of AI also means that you're taking art from other people. AI cannot come up with anything of its own, nothing unique of its own. It can only take from what's already out there. So everything that AI creates is inspired by something else. People are offended, and artists specifically don't want to be a part of that. They do not want to be plagiarizing other artists' work for the sake of efficiency. We feel the need to be responsible and ethical with our usage of AI, learning of the pollution and environmental impact of AI. I'm going to put some statistics on screen. Young groups like this throwing word vomit in our faces and calling it experimental feeds the narrative that we are just mindless consumers. We don't care, that we will just take anything that's given to us. While the song cannot be proven to be AI whatsoever and can only really be deemed experimental, the Visualiser that was posted that has garnered almost 9 million views on YouTube was created using AI technology. The company that made it does utilize heavy AI in their software. And I think that itself gives a taste of where the music industry is heading and what it is encouraging, rather than funding, real creative works. So, leaning back into Catseye's personality first marketing, people don't need to feel connected to their music to feel connected with the group itself, which means that they can make money either way. While I don't think that Katseye will continue in this direction, I think that this is just a marketing tactic that advantages their dedicated audience to create buzz around their music, preparing for Coachella, the Grammys, and of course, probably a debut album. And just to expand on my point before, being a personality first group, obviously you don't really think about much. You're like gorgeous girls, you love their personalities, you're constantly fed it, constant social media marketing. But it doesn't really matter how good the music is, because everything that surrounds it is the world building for them. They don't prioritize the music. It's clear that they want to take over the music industry, but at what cost? The song entered the charts at slot 29, debuted, came out at slot 29 after only performing at their own concerts, proving success after Nali and Gabriela's charting. Regardless of the initial hatred that they will get, the song will probably grow on fans. It's hard not to when you're constantly hearing sound bites and constantly posting. You will probably fall in love with the song. I personally don't hate the song and I enjoy it. It doesn't mean that I can't see the flaws in it or, what is going on behind the scenes. Most people who are offended are mostly just offended that they are being fed work that isn't actually created by the group. You're very conscious of the fact that Katseye do not have control over their image. They do not have control over what is being released. They don't write their own songs. They perform their own songs. They don't come up with their own choreography. It's all a greater network of individuals which make up Katseye, not just the girls alone. They just kind of take the fall for everything. I think Gen Z have a real affinity for authenticity. With social media, constantly you want to be fed authentic content, stuff that you can relate to. You don't want to just watch highly polished celebrities show off their life. We're sick of it. We want personality. We want to feel connected with the people we watch. It's kind of the lack behind Catseye's music. I think that fans, genuine fans, probably do enjoy the song. Like I said, it's not a bad song per se. It just speaks to a greater message. In conclusion, is hating Catseye a trend? Absolutely. Of course it is. Everything that Catseye do is based off of social media trends. The whole group dynamic is based off of their virality and a marketing first strategy, which I cannot stop talking about apparently. Where the music is never at the forefront, and unfortunately, as long as the song is catchy, it probably feels good because the dances are so satisfying and, unforgettable. Overall, this leads into a greater conversation of the usage of AI in music and Gen Z's relationship with authenticity and creativity. Also, speaks to the value of, live performances and live music for fan communities and bonding, and, the connection that fans have with live music. Because if they hadn't had performed this at their concerts, people wouldn't have been talking about it. And I have heard artists like Phineas talk about how important live events are, and they're usually not cost effective for musicians, but they are really effective for community bonding and creating a connection with people when you're seeing them face to face and you're singing with them in a room. It's completely different to just opening Spotify and, listening to a song. And I also think that this talks about the value of music, which where new artists can become Grammy nominated under highly manufactured projects like Hybex Geffen, and whether or not numbers are the only thing that matters in the music industry, or is the music at the forefront, where it should be. Success is not just based off of, metrics, but it should be based off of lasting impact. Do I think Internet Girl is going to have a lasting impact? Absolutely not. Do I think Katseye will? I guess we'll have to see. Thank you so much for watching. Tell me in the comments what are your opinions of AI in music, and please do leave a thumbs up or a like to help others see this video. You don't understand how much it means. People rarely do it, but it tells me that you enjoyed the video, and it also tells the YouTube algorithm that other people might enjoy it or might be interested in the conversation we're having. Please subscribe if you want to see me next weekend. If you want to check out any of my social medias, it's Ava Brandy on Instagram, where I post the most, TikTok. You can find me on Letterboxd as Glitter Claws, and check out my other videos if you want to find out what else girls love. I'll talk to you so soon, cuties. Bye bye!